Hey guys, Sableye VGC here, and welcome back to more Players Cup 4 match analyses. Today we're here for round 9 versus Austin, and you sit at 5 and 2, and I'm gonna get this video going because why not? Why you guys don't want to stare at a blank screen? But you sit at 5 and 2 and you start looking. It's like, okay, who could I possibly play? And to me, it's not the big names that kind of concern me. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm at a point where I can kind of play or give myself a chance versus anyone as long as I play well. And to me, it's the friends. If I have to pull a friend in an elimination match, I already just eliminated Fiona, and that's not what I wanted to do. And now, of course, I go up and I pull Austin. I had to get another friend. The only good news here is that the winner is gonna make it. So at least one of us is gonna make it. That's the only, silver lining, whatever you want to call it. But Austin, for you guys who do not know, I do believe they stream from time to time. I don't know how active they are, but I will leave that link in the description. I say we get into this match, though. As you can see, we've got the Glacier Dusclops core from Austin. And this is one of those ones where this matchup isn't bad, but I really don't think it's good. The problem here is the haze on Dusclops, right? If I can just start pivoting instants and recycle the Intimidates, there's really no issue here. I can hinder the Glacier no problem. The problem is I can't hinder the Glacier anymore, or the way I normally would be able to hinder the Glacier, because of the fact that there's haze on this Dusclops. And because of that, the positioning changes immensely. So I go with the instant Dragapult lead, and basically this kind of lead, the concept is it kind of forces their hand. If they try to lead the Dusclops Glacier, which some of them do, because what that does is it forces Dragapult to not max, because they lead the Glacier, right? So sometimes players do that, which is what I was trying to cover for here. However, Austin makes a good read, just goes for that fake out Trick Room. Really wish I would have just led my Trick Room answer with the Amoonguss and the Instant. I can click Taunt and Spore, whichever one. You can't fake out both of us, right? Trick Room's not going up at that point. And that would have been one I would have liked to lead here. Would have been nice and have Instant in the back. But the thing is, once again, I really couldn't afford to pivot around too much if they did lead that Glacier. But anyways, I'm going to actually Dragon Dance here, which is super, super greedy. Like I said, there's haze. I really don't know what I'm doing. This was a terrible play on my end. Correct play on Austin's end to fake out my Incineroar there. That's just the right play, fake out Trick Room. Every day of the week. And obviously, maybe I could have maxed Dragapult and gone for the crit in the Dusclops. But I'm pretty confident I wasn't killing without that crit. And that's, I believe, a 4.1 chance. 4.1% chance or something close to that. Feels like it's a lot more, but that is, I think, somewhere in the 4 point something percentage is the crit chance. So, as dumb as it sounds, it is actually that low. But anyways, now I gotta start pivoting. So now I'm gonna Parting Shot, and I think did I actually max? Tell me I didn't max. Okay, I didn't max. Dusclops, of course, just gonna go for that Nightshade there. Just trying to get that chip onto the Pult, which is fair. And Incineroar with Assurance. That also messes up this game. For those of you who do not know, this is Expert Belt Assurance Incineroar. Yeah, that was not fun. But I mean, normally I'm safe to sit there, and this was just me not looking at the team sheet. I knew that going in, and I just completely forgot. Like, there was no reason for me to leave Dragapult there. I had no reason to stay in. Although, then again, I mean, I think that picks up that slot guaranteed. Like, whatever I switch in there, because I can't protect Pult, right? I think whatever I switch in dies. The only thing that might have survived is Urshifu. But I can't let Urshifu take big damage. So I don't know if I instantly disagree with that play. I just think I was in a terrible spot after turn 1. Now I have nothing to max, guys. Now I gotta max the Regieleki here, which isn't great. There's not much I can really do at this point. I'm assuming Austin's got Tapu Fini and Glacier in the back. I have an Amoonguss. There's no reason for him to not have Tapu Fini and Glacier. And at this point, Austin's taking down my big threat. Right? I'm trying desperately just to outposition this Trick Room. I let Trick Room go up off my lead. It was not a good lead on my end, and Austin is just capitalizing right now. There's not much I can really do here. This is one of the things where I could have called this. I really did want to search. I was very close to close combating the Dusclops. Don't think that would have actually worked, but there you go. You're going to see the Fini coming in, which was a very obvious switch in my opinion. I mean, it's the correct switch. It's not like I can do anything, right? I literally can't do anything if he switches in Tapu Fini there. Yeah, and Dusclops is just going to stand in Nightshade, so still happy I didn't CC into that Dusclops that turn. Nightshade, of course, to break my Focus Sash, and Parting Shot going to come off on his Fini, just to hinder it a little bit. I still die to a Moonblast, so not like it's the greatest thing in the world. The only good news is that I have Regieleki coming in, And Regieleki, I believe now there's 2 turns left to Trick Room, so I could technically Dynamax and start getting big damage off. It's just, do you really want to Dynamax a Regieleki in Trick Room? I don't know if I really do, but at this point I'm so far back, something needs to happen. Tapu Fini here, he's going to get chipped down a little bit, but not going to matter too much in the end game. Excuse me. So, Fini's going to have those leftovers. Just, I think that's a very good item on Tapu Fini, especially because there's a lot of times in this game where you can kind of get your opponent in a spot where they just can't touch Fini. As you saw right there, I was forced out. I literally couldn't do anything, and Fini's going to get that recovery back, right? Of course, now I'm in a good spot with the lightning, but whatever item you have on Fini here, it doesn't matter because you're in front of a Regieleki. And I'm going to pivot back out into Instant here. This is one of the things where I need to kind of catch him off guard. I need him to kind of hope to get aggressive here. Just try to Moonblast into my Incineroar on the switch in and give me the lightning to kill the Fini. And then once I kill Fini, there's a chance I can pivot around this outside of Trick Room, right? And it's a long shot, I know, but it's literally round 9 of Players Cup, and I'm not giving anything up here. So I'm going to go all in and hopefully just try and break this pivot by Austin. But I don't have a big hitter outside of this Alecki. And, like, I can't really break through as nicely as I can because all my big hitters are frail, right? So they got the Trick Room up, and they're going to just chip, and then eventually they're going to bring in their what am I trying to say? They're eventually going to bring in their Glacier, max it, and I won't be able to kill it. But Fini's just going to go Moonblast there. Very smart haze to get rid of the parting shot. Probably just making sure that I wouldn't have been able to potentially live that. I actually don't know that. I'm assuming I die after a Nightshade. Like, Fini's not known for its special attack stat, but it can pack a punch. It's a Moonblast. Urshifu has no special defense. Like, there's no way I'm living that at -1. But still, haze, I believe, is still the correct play. Makes the most sense. And here's the thing. Now I believe it's Glacier coming in. Because with one more turn of Trick Room. Yeah. Glacier comes in, last turn of Trick Room here, and it's one of the things I have to find a way to get rid of this Dusclops. And the problem is I don't think I can. I think the best play here is for me to drop a Max Lightning into the Clops, but the problem is I don't know if I actually live the Glacier attack. Right? I'm pretty confident it's going to be a Max Quake into the Incineroar here. I wonder if I switch out Incineroar if that's better. I just don't think Urshifu takes another Nightshade plus a Quake, which I believe is what's going to happen, which is why I didn't guard Alecki, because I think Max Guard on Alecki here is possibly one of the most obvious plays that ever could have been made. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to read into, he's going to read into that and hit the Incineroar slot anyways, like with a double up. And I'm pretty sure Urshifu would have died to a Nightshade plus a Max Quake here, but we're going to get the Nightshade off. This one, of course, going into my Incineroar, and now Incineroar very clearly dies to this Max Quake that's coming out. So I did get the call semi-right. I just don't know if Urshifu would have actually been able to take that. If Urshifu is able to take that, then I messed up there. I pivot in Urshifu, let Urshifu take it, and get Max Lightning off into Dusclops. And then the following turn, Trick Room's over, and I double into the Dusclops again. Get rid of the Trick Room Sweeper. And I would probably actually Volt Switch Surging Strikes into the Dusclops. No, actually, I'd have another turn of Max, so I wouldn't be able to Volt Switch. So I just have to sacrifice my Urshifu, which, I mean, then I still lose my big hitter. So I don't know if that actually wins me the game, but it probably leaves me in a better position. But that's all assuming Urshifu survives that. And I'm pretty sure Max Quake does 50% to me. Like, there's really not much I can really hope for now. Now I think I need to either crit this Glacier or crit this Clops. And both of those options aren't good. I think I have to double the Glacier. Because if I can double the Glacier, get the CC, get the Max Lightning, and I can kill, there is a chance. Max Lightning coming out. A crit here would have been very, very nice. Unfortunately, we don't get it, but that's still a good chunk of damage. And Ursh is going to go for that CC, and Glacier is going to live into red because, I don't know. You guys know, and I know very well, that Glacier is just an absolute beast. So Glacier surviving that basically wraps up game 1 here. We're going to get the Max Quake off. That should just drop a Lecky. Nope, but they do Quake into Urshifu. And of course, that's a +1 Quake. So it doesn't indicate anything about the previous turn. However, I feel like the 50 points of damage plus a regular Quake still picks me up if a +1 Quake killed me. Just kind of spitballing that number in my head there. But anyways, at this point, Trick Room goes back up. I would need a quadruple Protect to get out of this. And even then, I still lose. Even then, I still lose mainly because of the fact that this first Quake here is going to go through my Protect because they're maxed. Right? So even if I get the quadruple Protect, I'm assuming this Quake brings me down to, like, red. Right? I go for the Protect, just to see, because if I can protect from this Quake, and I take it with more than 50 HP, and I get a quadruple protect, I can maybe do something. But even then, I would need 2 quadruple protects because they'd end up getting Trick Room, they'd get Trick Room back up, and they'd have instant. So like, there's no point at this point. Like, I mean, technically, if I wanted to get double quadruple protect, so I don't know. But it's not going to happen here. So basically now at this point, they know I can't kill Glacier and Clops. So even if I were to get the quadruple protect, the turn that Trick Room ends, I mean, the turn that Trick Room's over, I would just E-webs, but instead of going for Trick Room, Dust Clops would just click Nightshade. All they have to do is attack. I'm never enough. I never have enough here. So gonna respect that. Gonna get the forfeit off here, and another just, I don't want to say bad game one on my end. I think Austin just played that very, very well. Like, I lost a lot of reads. I lost the turn 1. And, you know, I lost the first few turns, and Austin just pivoted well. There's nothing else to say other than that. No discredit to Austin. When I say, like, I don't know. I find a lot of times people say they played bad, and they just kind of use that as a way to, like, discredit the opponent. I don't like doing that. I think Austin played almost perfectly here. You know, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Took advantage of my mistake, and, I mean, yeah. And, I mean, even if I didn't mess up, I still think this matchup's in Austin's favor. So, game 2 here, going into game 2, it's one of those things where I really want to just kind of go and stop Trick Room, right? I go Incineroar or Mungus. I think I should have done this the first time. Just gone Incineroar or Mungus. You know? Like, it is the Trick Room answer to my team, right? And basically, when I go Incineroar Mungus, I fully expect the Finny to switch in and a fake out into my Incineroar. That's exactly what I expect. I know they want Trick Room up, but the thing is, if they pivot in Finny and fake out Incin, there's literally nothing I can really do. They have a free Calm Mind that turn. Yeah, I have Sludge Bomb on a Mungus, but once they get the Calm Mind up, and they're lefties, they can eat that fairly well. They also have Parting Shot. They could Parting Shot my Amoonguss, get Dusclops back in. And at that point, I mean, I'm not expecting too much out of this, which is why I didn't go for it in game 1, right? I wanted to get a little bit more aggressive because Instant Amoonguss is great, but when there's a Finny Instant Dusclops, it's very tough to break still. Like, and like I said, I'm normally okay letting Trick Room go up. Right? I can, you know, it's fine. You know, Trick Room can go up. But the problem is this haze on Dusclops. I can't let Trick Room go up because haze on Dusclops, right? Because normally I can intimidate this, Glacier, pivot around it, and I'll be fine, right? Here, though, Austin still makes the right play, still the right lead. There's no reason for him to change it up right here. Like I said, it's an easy switch into Tapu Fini for the Dusclops. Taunt my Incineroar, so that way nothing gets spored. Next turn, you Parting Shot off my Amoonguss, Calm Mind. Amoonguss' Sludge Bomb really doesn't even do 20%. Probably does about 20% to Finny. Parting Shot goes out, Dusclops comes back in. Incineroar is taunted for 1 more turn. I cannot spoil your Misty Terrain, you set Trick Room, with a +1 Finny. And to me, I think that's just 100% the win con. I think that's an 100% win for Austin if they do that. I don't think I ever pivot out of that. But we're going to Sludge Bomb here straight in. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to call that Finny. I'm trying to call that play straight up. Right? But Incineroar opts to go for that fake out into the Amoonguss, and now I'm like, no, I should have taunted. I 100% should have taunted here. I don't want Trick Room going up. And we're going to get the Parting Shot off. I still, maybe I taunt Incin though. See, taunting Incin there isn't a terrible option either. Maybe that's something I should have considered here. I don't know. This is a weird matchup for me. I've never liked going up against Clops, Glacier, Trick Room with this team. I mean, there's answers to it, and it's all about pivoting. But as I've been saying, it's the haze on this Dusclops that really bothers me with that. But Amoonguss is here. Amoonguss takes that fairly well. And this isn't great, right? And albeit this is not phenomenal. This is not what you want to be seeing, right? And yeah, Trick Room's not up, but I can't stop it. I literally cannot stop it unless maxing Regieleki kills Incin. And Finny's coming in. You know Finny's coming in. So I'm going to Volt Switch here, try to hit the Finny. Incineroar does switch out. Maybe I should have just Thunderbolted. But the thing is, they were getting Trick Room up, so just staying in and Thunderbolting and dropping Finny gives them the free switch in, which is not what I wanted to see. I didn't want to give them a free switch in. What I wanted was Volt Switch, let them get Trick Room up and put them in Sludge Bomb range. But, right, because now I can Volt Switch off the Finny, get a Amoonguss back in, it should be in Sludge Bomb range, and that kind of forces their hand to do nothing with Finny. Right? That's kind of the play I was going for here, and it looks like it's going to work out for me. I do catch the Finny switching in. Obviously, I was unable to stop Trick Room at that point. Volt Switch does so much damage to that Finny. And now I should be pivoting back into Amoonguss here. Should be no doubt in my mind it's Amoonguss, yeah. Okay, so like I said, the concept right now is working, right? I'm stalling this turn. No Trick Room has gone up yet, but you're gonna see the Trick Room right here. Like I said, it was guaranteed to go up from their end, and now it's one of those things where Sludge Bomb kills Finn. Finny's not staying in here. Finny's either switching out or Finny is protected. I would imagine it protects for a turn just to get a little bit back, a little bit more health back. And I believe did I taunt Dusclops? I think I taunted Dusclops, right? So my game plan here, my concept here is I taunt Dusclops, then the next turn Finny protects here, the following turn Finny has to switch out. I would parting shot into the Finny slot, maybe catch the Glacier, and then what that does is it forces Finny to not have Glacier, they can't haze beside it, and I get exactly what I want. Right? I get that Glacier -1, -2, and I keep it low. Right? Did I really just protect the Amoonguss? Why am I protecting Amoonguss? There's literally nothing to be scared of. But Finny is going to protect. I called that play correctly. And I believe I just taunt yeah, this is why there's no reason. Because they're nightshading instant any day of the week. They want to chip Incineroar into max Quake range. So there was no reason for me to protect Amoonguss there. I do get the taunt off and things are working out right now, you know? Like, this is exactly where I kind of want to be. I'd imagine Finny goes into Incin. With the taunt on Dusclops, I don't think they risk anything. But we're going to parting shot off the Clops just in case they bring in Glacier into that slot. And we Sludge Bomb the Finny here. They're going to switch out Finny. As I mentioned, it's going to be Incineroar. They don't risk the Glacier there. I think that was a very obvious switch. And it was a very smart switch on Austin's end to not bring in the Glacier and risk it. I wasn't going to call the Glacier. Austin's smart enough. He's not bringing in Glacier there. Like I said, the only slot I could see them bringing in Glacier is maybe for that Dusclops slot because it was taunted. But Amoonguss is going to launch a Sludge Bomb off here. I'm going to do a decent chunk of damage, actually. Like, I don't know. I always find it funny when Amoonguss actually does a decent chunk of damage. Like, that's almost 25%. This Amoonguss has no special attack investment. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, no one really expects Amoonguss to actually do damage with Sludge Bomb. And a lot of teams opt for Pollen Puff just to heal up their side. My Maxers aren't bulky enough to be worth healing up, you know? So Sludge Bomb just makes a lot more sense on this team. It puts on a lot more pressure on Finny as well. But here's one of the things. I believe there's 2 more turns left to Trick Room, and this is where I pivot in Incin. I don't know if pivoting Incin is the right play. I feel like maybe just keeping Amoonguss on the field, but the problem is I protected last turn. No, I didn't. I Sludge Bombed last turn. What am I doing? Maybe I should have just protected Amoonguss here. I don't know if there was really a reason to switch that out. But I do pivot in Incin nonetheless here, and this is one of those spots where you don't like to be. I can kind of feel myself losing the positioning because, yes, I'm kind of stalling out the room, but all I'm doing is taking damage. Like, I've taken damage turn in, turn out, and I've gained nothing. It's not like I'm dishing damage back. This was a good switch in for me to eat this Flare Blitz here. Actually still does a good chunk of damage, but that's fine. And this is the problem with no recovery Incin, is once it starts getting chipped, you can't really heal that back. But I believe this is the last turn of Trick Room now, so what I do is I go straight for the Surging Strikes, and I believe don't fake out, Ryan. Come on. Come on, don't fake it. Okay, well, I faked out. Well, looks like the play worked out for me, but I don't know if that was necessarily the right play. But anyways, Nightshade's going to go out. Nightshade should go out. I'm actually surprised to hit Incin here. I feel like Austin should have been chipping my Urshifu, personally myself, but Urshifu's going to come on out. Going to rip through this Incineroar. And of course, Incineroar is going to die. No doubt in my mind, this Incin's gone. Incin is gone, and now there's potential, right? The Tapu Fini is severely chipped. Trick Room is running out of turns. Dusclops is going to force the shake off the taunt, but I still have Incineroar on the field to actually hit that taunt. So here's one of the things where Finny, leftovers Finny, actually matters so much. Because Finny comes back in, Terrain goes back up, and look at that HP. This is sitting very, very, very close to dying to a close combat. I'm pretty sure it won't, but I think I have to try it. Like, I can't give them Trick Room. I guess I should have, in hindsight. Like, let them click Trick Room and chip the Clops. Right? Switch in Amoonguss, chip the Clops, and let them get Trick Room up. Because they're going to Muddy Water here. Or I guess they Moonblast the instant just to guarantee that it dies. Right? I definitely should have. I actually wonder if maxing Urshifu would have been enough there. I wonder if the max Surging Strikes would have killed it. Because if I was going for the close combat crit, close combat's base 120 and resisted. The max move would have been 130. Wouldn't have needed the crit, right? Unless, I mean, I could have low rolled it and I could have high rolled the close combat there. But I wonder if maxing maxing Urshifu right there would have picked that. I do wonder. Like, I can't help but wonder. I really can't help but wonder now looking back at that, which is why I like match analysis, because like I can go back now and I don't see that during the game, you know? Obviously, I just thought close combat crit was my best play, but looking back, I wonder if maxing the Urshifu there just wins me that, because then they don't get Trick Room because I'd be getting to taunt on the Claw because Finny would be dead. Now it's tough. Did they actually even go Trick Room? I think they just Nightshaded. Yeah, they didn't set Trick Room, which is very smart on their end. I have to kill the Finny. Ryan, kill the Finny. Thank you. I have to kill the Finny, and it's one of the things where the problem is now I'm kind of done. I Rage Powder, there's really no reason to. I guess I could have Sludge Bomb for chip damage, but I'm going to take the Finny down right here. And Dust Cloud, did they Trick Room? Maybe they did Trick Room. They did Trick Room, but why didn't I just attack the Finny? I have so many questions about how I'm playing this endgame right now. But anyway, Surging Strikes is coming out, and Austin's just doing everything, right? Just playing things properly. Finny's gonna go down. So I don't know why I didn't attack the Finny there with a Sludge Bomb. That's multiple times now I didn't get aggressive enough with Amoonguss. Right? I protected on a turn I had no business protecting on. Could have got a free chip, some free chip damage. Not gonna be a lot, but chip damage is chip damage. And then right there, I Rage Powdered for absolutely zero reason. Like, all I had to do was Sludge Bomb Finny. All I had to do was Sludge Bomb the Finny. And now it's just one of the things where I don't know if I can actually pull this one back. I think I protect, or actually, you know what? He's gonna max. So they max the Glacier here, and I protect the Amoonguss because I expect Austin to expect, you know, a Rage Powder. So expecting the Rage Powder, they'd go for the Hailstorm. They'd go for Hailstorm. They go Hailstorm into Nightshade. That'll pick off my Amoonguss, and then at that point you have a million turns of Trick Room left, and you just win the game from there. Now, so I protect my Amoonguss, kind of hoping that's where he targets. I also think, did I protect Ursh? I don't actually remember. I did indeed. I did protect Ursh. That I think is fair. It's one of the things where Nightshade probably goes into the Ursh if they can. Yeah. So I didn't want Nightshade to go into Ursh and leave me on 4 HP because then Hailstorm would have picked me off with the Hail Tip, right? So Amoonguss protects here, and this is one of the things where now they forced my hand. Right? And I believe there's 2 turns left to trigger. So what I do is I need to somehow survive another Nightshade with Urshifu, right? Or anything with Urshifu. Amoonguss thankfully lives on 55 HP, which means it can redirect 2 attacks here perfectly, which is very, very nice. And this is one of those spots that you never really want to be in, you know? And I'm forced, I believe, to max Urshifu here. I guess I didn't need to max it right now. I could have maxed it the following turn. Right? Like I could have just clicked. I didn't want to click CC though and lower my special attack, but I guess I could have just clicked straight up Surging Strikes. No real reason to max it this turn, although, I don't know. I do decide to max here, and I need to double my HP basically, right? So doubling my HP keeps me out of Nightshade range. And I believe I could have taken another turn of Hail looking back at it, taken another turn of Hail and then maxed on the following turn. But I wanted to get some Knuckles up. You know, I wanted to start getting my attack boosted. Obviously the Haze is an option. But the thing is, if they Haze, they're hindering their boosts as well. So the Nightshade's going to come out. Nightshade goes out into Amoonguss. Amoonguss, of course, is going to live on 5, thanks to the fact that it's guaranteed 50 points of damage. And Max Quake is going to come out. Max Quake goes out into Amoonguss. So what I wanted to do here is I wanted to force the Haze next turn. Right? I wanted him to say, hold up, I can't let this Urshifu have a million attack. Right? If this Urshifu gets to +2, +3, I can't let that happen. That's what I wanted him to say. And I wanted him to haze away those 2 Quake boosts. Or the 1 Quake boost in this case. Right? I wanted him to haze that away. Knuckle going out into Glacier, of course, not going to do a whole lot of damage there. But it does put it in range of probably another Knuckle after Max. And outside of Max, that's the last turn of Trigger. So Urshifu going to get chipped down to 75, which is fine. Still not in range of that Nightshade. And this is the scary part, right? Because Regieleki comes in and I have to call where the max move is go. You gotta go max move into Regieleki. If you're Austin, I'm pretty confident it goes into the Regieleki here. I mean, there's really no reason not to, but I think I just double guarded. Unless I change my option. Actually, you know what? I think I did. I think I went all out into... I think I ended up attacking. That's fair. I did go for the max guard. I think attacking now, looking back, was the correct play. But Regieleki's going to protect. Because if I attack right there, I do believe I just win the game. But Dustclap's going to Nightshade, of course, into the max guard. But I would have lived that. I literally Dynamaxed to live the Nightshade. And then I just said to myself, hey, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to protect anyways. I think I needed to attack there. I think if I go for the max knuckle right there, I very well have a very, very solid chance of winning. Because if you think about it, the max knuckle goes into that Glacier, probably puts it in range of an Aleki Thunderbolt, and then I can go +2 max, max Rapid Flow. I never max this thing. I have no clue what I'm doing. But then I could go +2 max Rapid Flow into the Dustclops, and that might actually win me the game. Right? I think if I attack with Urshifu there, I potentially win this game, because I think +2 would kill Dustclops. Although it would definitely depend on if Dustclops can live that or not. But a Knuckle probably would have put this Glacier in Thunderbolt range. Maybe not. Either way, now I'm forced into doubling Glacier. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure Dustclops wants to set Trick Room up. Right? And Regieleki's gonna Thunderbolt. I actually hit Dustclops here, which I don't know if I agree with. I think at this point, I kind of just needed the max Knuckle to kill. Like, I needed just to kill. If it doesn't kill, I lose anyways. But it thankfully does pick up that Knuckle on the Glacier here, so now there's a chance, right? Like now it's just one of those odd things where Dustclops has to click Trick Room because he can't opt to just kill the Aleki here. He wants to kill the Aleki, but he can't kill the Aleki because if he goes to kill the Aleki, he leaves the +2 Dustclops on the field, the +2 Urshifu on the field, and I actually would have won that game because +2 Surging Strikes would have killed from this range. So I do think I messed up though on the turn I max guarded Ursh. If I go for another Knuckle that turn, I do legitimately think I win the game. I don't know what I was scared of. I mean, they had to hit... I don't know. I guess maybe I thought they have +2 special defense, so all they really have to do is attack into Urshifu. But either way, now we're in a spot where both things die to Nightshade. And, okay, here's my thought process here, okay? My thought process is... I'm going to double attack because all I need to do is get this Surging Strikes off with Urshifu. Right? And the Nightshade, of course, is going to go into Urshifu, and unfortunately I am going to lose. But I am very confident that if I just protect Urshifu there, Thunderbolt into Dustclops, into, you know, I think I could stall out. Right? Because then what I do the following turn is I would +2 Aqua Jet and Thunderbolt. And you can't kill both. And then 2 Aqua Jets would either take you out, or an Aqua Jet plus another Thunderbolt would take you out. So, had I just protected Urshifu there, I won. But I thought, I don't know, I was under the impression that that's a read, right? Austin needs to guess, basically, am I going to protect, or am I not going to protect? Austin got the read right. He did consider going after the Aleki. I did talk to him after the set. But, it was one of those games where it was so much closer than you think it actually was. Right here, I'm just going for Protect, trying to stall a Trick Room and then get a Thunderbolt off. That's really the only thing I can do right here. My Players' Cup run is on the line right now. I would actually need to Protect, and then I would need a crit as well. But, I don't know. And also, the other thing is, would Aqua Jet have killed it too? Just straight up. Rather than going for Surging Strikes. Because +2 Aqua Jet, I mean, is still a lot of damage. I don't know if I necessarily misplayed that in-game. I definitely misplayed. I got reads wrong. Now, does that mean I misplayed? Yes and no. Because I don't think it's like it was an obvious play that I had that was safe, right? Because the turn I guarded Urshifu, if they double Urshifu and ignore Aleki, I think they just win. Right? If I don't guard. Right? Which is why I kind of forced to guard. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. Like, I don't think I necessarily misplayed or played poorly. I think I just got reads wrong and Austin got reads right. I think that's all there is to it. And, you know, I hate saying, you know, I just got the reads wrong. I just got the reads wrong. But that's what this matchup is, per se. It's getting the reads right and trying to position yourself off those reads. Like, the Glacier teams inherently have to make reads to try and get their knuckles and try and avoid Incineroar, right? And then when the matchup and your matchup is to make reads against them, it's very difficult, right? I don't know if I necessarily misplayed. I don't think misplay is the right word. Austin, of course, played very, very well. Definitely got those reads right. And, you know, it's super unfortunate at this point for me. I'm kind of feeling a bit super bummed out at this point. Like, you know, I was 1-2. I fought my all the way back to 6-2 to give myself a shot. And it actually turns out I was under the impression that even if I won this game, it would have definitely been a chance. I would have had a chance to be like one of the 7-2s that doesn't make top 16. I ran it after there was only one 7-2 that bubbled, and since only 1-7-2 that bubbled, I actually would have had the better resistance because the 1-7-2 that bubbled actually went from 0-2 to 7-2 to bubble, which is even more unfortunate than the position I'm in right now. Like he went 0-2, won 7 in a row, and then bubbled anyways just to get 17th and not advance. Like that's gotta hurt, right? So it really is unfortunate on my end here that I would have actually just made it had I won. It's super, super unfortunate. But either way, Austin played that game very, very well, guys. All the credit goes to Austin on there. I'm not discrediting Austin at all. I think he played very well. Like I said, he got the reads right. I got the reads wrong. I don't think I necessarily played poorly. Do I think I could have made different reads? Yeah, but I don't know what the right word is there. I don't think misplay is the right word. Got the reads wrong. I think that's all I need to say here. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like much of an analysis, but like, look, if I attack when the Urshifu guarded, I think I just win the game. If I protect Urshifu, I also can just win that game too, right? Who knows what goes on game 3 at that point, but I don't know. Austin definitely played better, 100% deserved that game 1, and I think he played better game 2 as well, so nothing else to that. Best of luck to Austin, of course, in top 16. I believe it's going to be this upcoming weekend. I don't think it's been played yet, but best of luck to Austin. All the best there. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching my Players Cup 4 journey. If you do enjoy this kind of content or other VGC content, feel free to subscribe. English, Ryan, English. Feel free to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on that. And with that, I'm going to get on out of here and stop wasting everybody's time. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.